What is up, everybody? This is Rob the Vapor, and today we have a new review, and that is the Freakshow Mini RDA by Watofo. This is a Fasttech clone, and let's talk a little bit about this. So sometimes when I buy stuff for review, I don't really read into who makes them or whatever. Sometimes I just browse Fasttech, buy a few clones, buy whatever, and this was one of those. So I got this, and then I realized, oh shit, Watofo make this, and it's like $30 for an authentic. It's like super cheap. So you guys should definitely check out the authentic. I would recommend it over this one. But the good news is that this one is actually really good too. As far as a clone goes, it's pretty much spot on. There's a few little burrs, I guess you call them, a stainless steel, little sticky uppy bits and stuff. Nothing crazy though. The paint job is good. Build quality is decent. There's nothing that's going to cause problems. So we're not going to do an unboxing because we're stupid. And with Fasttech, who needs them? You guys can pretty much tell me what came in the box. So it's grub screws, your hex key, your canthal, or this comes with coils. So it actually comes with 2 coils, which is nice. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Then you get some O-rings. So yeah, it's pretty basic. And this, I got this for $7. Like, how cheap is that? That's crazy. So you can't really go wrong. Especially if you want to try one out, see if it's for you or not. I don't know. But yeah, so it's super small. Like, this is a HP Mini. This is a tiny thing. Let's see if I have, yeah. I have a Mad Hatter here, which we will compare them. So that kind of gives you a rough idea of size right there. So it's a tiny little 22mm atomizer. So some of the features are you can use this in either single coil or dual coil, whichever way you want, which is nice. You know, it's nice to see. Sometimes with new atomizers they only focus on dual coil these days, so it's nice to have that. So it's got a tri-post design. We'll show you that in a while. It's got copper center pin. We'll show you that in a while. And yeah, that's basically it. So it's a pretty basic little RDA. I mean, it's small. That's one of its best features. It's got a cool little decal. I know some people don't really like that. And as far as the paintwork goes and the quality, it's all good. There's no sort of unevenness to the paint job. It's all smooth. And the drip tip is actually quite nice, you know. It's a removable drip tip, but it's got like a soft, almost like squishy feel, but then it's hard in the center. So I don't know exactly what that is. It's probably some type of silicone, but it's actually a nice little drip tip. So yeah, I really dig this. I think it's a cool atomizer. So we'll break down what I like and what I don't like about it. What I don't like is that the flavor is quite muted, which is going to be expected, I guess, for some of these smaller RDAs, but the flavor is like a 5 out of 10 for me, maybe a 6. Very sort of basic, almost Atlantis type flavor. So quite muted. Probably a bit better than the Atlantis, maybe somewhere in sub-tank range, if that applies to you guys, if you guys know what I mean when I say that. So yeah, and in terms of height, if you guys are wondering how small this is 34mm tall, so it's really small. And it weighs just 18 grams. Fancy that. But yeah, flavor's muted, so that's a bit of a problem. And then as far as whether it leaks or not, it can leak depending on how you drip. So this uses undercoil airflow. So the airflow, if you guys can see, is there. And on the other side, right there. So what that does is the air comes up, hits the coil, creates vapor, you inhale, right? Now, the problem with that design is the wick actually comes over the airflow. If you want the best performance, that's sort of the way you want to build it. And as a result, if you drip directly on your coil, it can drip down. Sometimes it might get a little bit condensation-y. You might get a bit of drip, excess sort of, I don't even know, liquid that'll come down. But all in all, it's not a super leaky atomizer, but it's not foolproof. That's the important thing. It's not foolproof. It has leaked on me before a few times when I've carelessly dripped. So I think if you drip correctly, it's not going to leak. But if you are careless, sometimes it will. So that's just human error. So it's not leak proof. That's the best way to describe it, I think. But yeah, I mean, it's good. Let's give it another little whirl here. produces a lot of vapor for the size of it. So we are running this at 0.5 ohms. We're at 25 watts. And actually I'm reading at 0.6. Maybe I'm at 0.6 ohms. And it's reading 25 watts. And it's solid. It's a solid little atomizer, and it's great for your small carry-out mods. You know, something that you want to just carry around with you. So I mean, it's so tiny. It's such a tiny little setup. And yeah, she does chuck. So that is the answer to the question. And yeah, just to give you guys a look at that decal again once more, if it'll focus. But yeah, it's pretty nice, right? We got that little skeleton swallowing a sword or some shit. So it looks good. So yeah, guys, $7, but I do recommend the Wotofo original if you can afford it. I know some people, guys like me, who can't afford these things, sometimes do buy the Fasttech option. And if you're going to buy the Fasttech option, this is a decent clone. And I will put the link in the description for the one that I bought. So that's about it, guys. Super simple, super easy to build on. The vapor is good, but the flavor of the vapor, not so much. Is a little bit prone to leaking. The juice well is adequate, I think. You know, about 8 drips, something like that, and you're getting pretty wet in there. Maybe 9, 10. You could probably go up that far. So it's not a bad atomizer by any means. I would give it a solid like 6 out of 10, which is good. And we'll take it down close now, guys. I'll show you the build. And from there then I'll wave you guys goodbye. So check it out, if I can find the off button. And here she is up close, guys. The Freakshow it's got like this weird design of a skeleton swallowing a sword, but I guess that's the Freakshow part, right? I'd rather see a guy with like club feet or something. That'd be more interesting for me. Yeah, but so there's the airflow. It's quite decent, as you can see. There's the option for the single coil, and there's the other side. Drip tip itself is, you know, it's not bad. I do like the drip tip. I'm quite a fan of it. It's quite small, but not too bad at all. Not too bad. Then at the bottom here you have Freakshow Mini and W1377, which is probably a mass-produced number. They're probably all the same. And either a copper pin or some unknown Japanese alloy. So let's bust out the atomizer here, if we can. Which we can. So we need to use a mod for this. So that's one thing I will say that bugs me a little bit, is that the top cap comes off without the base a lot of the time. So that's kind of a little bit of an issue. Oh, whoops, shit. There we go. Okay, so this is my build, which is 0.5 or 0.6 ohms, whatever that was reading. 6 ohms, that was it. It's been a while since I did the video. Now let me pull out the wick. I'm going to show you guys just like how it's wicked, generally speaking. So you don't want to be too worried about, you know, your wick positioning as long as it's down in those juice channels. And you want to get it nice and wet, because why not? Let's get this one out as well, if I can. Man, I hate this part. I need a tripod for my camera, because I'm making a complete balls out of this. I need somewhere where I can put that more comfortable. So yeah, here is the deck itself. As you can see, there's these little flecks, the 4 flecks down at the bottom there, if you see them. So they're little bars, I think is the word. But other than that, nice clean deck. Machining is pretty good all around. And I was happy with it. It didn't even come with any machine oil, so that's like a bonus, right? And yeah, the coils, you guys want them to hang over the airflow. I could have done a better job than I did. But that's the general principle, is you want those guys over the airflow. And I actually like working with grub screws. I did it in the Mad Hatter, and now I'm doing it in this one. And I have to say, I do dig them a lot. So yeah, that's the build, that's the deck. All quite simple, guys. And all in all, I give this a solid 6 out of 10. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, please subscribe, If you have this atomizer and you're a fan, let me know why. If you hate it, let me know why in the comments below. I've been Rob the Vapor. See y'all later.